Okay guys, Rooster here in Tennessee. Got a amp video here. This one is for Matt. Matt, I just saw your text message, man. Sorry I hadn't got the video done yet, but here it is. 2x4, 2290 drivers. This is an ultra low drive amp. I highly recommend single final radio. Even 18 to 25, 30 watts will be plenty for this thing. You don't need a 50, 60 watt radio. My little unit in here does about 10 watts average, I think 35 to 40 peak. So even it is questionable, kind of borderline being too much drive for it, but that's the best I've got to test it with, so that's what we're going to run it with today. I would recommend something Cobra 2000, President McKinley, again a mildly tuned Cobra 29, Uniden PC66, something like that. Now, if I put this radio on a dosimeter, it may not show but 30 watts peak, it may show 25 watts peak, but on a bird, which is whatever amp builder uses, it will show 35 to 40 PEP. So again, it's a little more than I'd like to drive this thing with, but it's the best I've got, and it'll show what this thing is capable of. Again, this thing's set up as a low drive amp. Should see around 1000 PEP out of it, and ballpark 400 watts average, even with a radio doing less power. Like I said, Cobra 2000, President McKinley, Uniden Washington, any of those radios that do 18 to 30 watts PEP, those are kind of what you want to look at using with this amp. It is pending sold, although it has not sold. Matt said he wanted to see a video on it, so if he doesn't take it for whatever reason, I will move on to the next customer. Okay, that being said, let's get on with the show here. We can back our mic gain down. We don't need that all the way up, about 3 o'clock. Come over here, see how much current we're going to be drawing. We are testing it at 14.5 volts. That is the max I recommend for standard HG 2879s. Some people are now running them at 15. They seem to be doing okay, but again, personal preference, I say 14.5. All right, here we go. So 400 amp reading here. We're not drawing any kind of crazy current, so that's good. No oscillation, no nothing wonky going on with the amp. Let's go ahead and key up here. That's a 100 watt dead key. Audio, and I'll show you the output in a minute. Audio, 70 amps draw. So this thing's really getting with it. Those two 2290s are giving us pretty much maximum output out of these 4 transistors in here. Again, reminder, low drive amp. Don't take this amp and hook up a Galaxy 99 to it, or a MOSFET, high power MOSFET radio. You're bound to have trouble. It's set up so you can run a low drive radio and still, or low output radio, and still get maximum output out of the amp. Okay, so we showed how much it's drawing, around 70 amps. 1000 watt slug here. We're going to look at average power, which will be the bottom scale, 1000 being all the way over. Audio, a little over 400. 120 watt dead key, we'll just talk into the mic normal. This is average power. Audio, a little bit over 400 average. Now let's go to PEP. And we'll back this thing down a little bit too. I'll turn the variable back and show how it works. But this is wide open PEP test. Oh, for Roger, Ryder, right on, Roger, right on, Roger, right on. 1000 watts on the money PEP. Audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio. Just right there at a 1000 watts PEP. Audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio. Okay, we're going to leave it on peak, and I'm going to cut this. That's wide open, 6 o'clock. I'm going to cut it back to about 3 o'clock. Okay, we're at 3 o'clock, and as you can see, we're still going way over. So my opinion would be, if you're going to run a radio like what I've got that's a little bit harder, you can just dial it back a little bit, and that way you're not putting as much pressure on the transistors in there. So still showing between 950 and 1,000 there. Let's back it on down here. There's back another quarter of a turn. Okay, now we're back, still over 900 watts. So really doing good here. Audio, not quite what we were doing. I'd say the average power is cutting back a lot. Let's go back even more. Audio test, still around 900. So the variable not changing the PEP a whole lot, but now we're, 875 to 900. So you can tell it's making a difference, but it's not knocking it down a ton. Now we're all the way to the left. Dead key changed a lot. Our dead key, as you can see, went from like, what, 120 all the way down to 10 watts. So the dead key has changed more than anything. Overall output is not changing a ton. Let's see what it does average. It was doing 400 all the way up. Now we're all the way down. Audio, still 400. So the variable in this thing is not changing the top end output a lot, but it is changing the dead key significantly. We went from 120 watts dead key down to what, 10 watts or so. And just to get a real reading on that, we'll go to average power here and we'll check it out. So this is wide open. It's about 150. Back my radio down a little bit. Too far. Okay, about 120 wide open. And we'll just come over here and turn it all the way down. Nothing. So that's pretty cool. For those of you that don't like to lose your overall swing, I guess I would say, you just like to change the dead key. That's pretty neat. Also, leaves room to make this thing, used as a driver if you wanted to, the way it's set up, because it's not changing the output a whole lot. So it's like a big modulator, is basically what it is. A 2 driving 4 modulator, because you're not going to lose any swing. You're just losing a little bit of dead key with it. Again, reminder, low drive amp. Yes, I'm probably hitting it with a little bit more than I recommend with this radio. Although on a dosimeter, it probably would fall in the parameters that I recommend, 25, 30 watts or whatever. But on a bird with a peak kit in it, it does show about 40 PEP, 35, 40 PEP. So would be outside of what I recommend a little. Like I said, Cobra 2000s, mildly tuned Cobra 29s, Washingtons, President McKinley's, stuff like that. Perfect for this amp. One big swinging, modulating 2 driving 4. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoy the video. Again, this one is pending to Matt. If he likes what he sees, if it fits what he needs, it'll be sold. If not, it'll be available. Rooster in Tennessee. Questions, comments, 423-299-3535. Catch you guys later. See ya. Bye.